Okay, we're going to talk about some reflexive verbs on this one. And reflexive, a good way to think about it is kind of almost reflective. And some of you guys even hear that, but it's not reflective. And when you get a reflection, it's coming back on you, right? So people that do something to or for themselves, that we would say that's a reflexive verb. Here, let me give you an example. So to bathe myself is inferred in Spanish. You don't actually say it, but it's inferred. So to bathe myself would be bañarse. All right. So here's the example to me baño a las 7 de la mañana. So I bathe myself at 7 a.m. Now to shower, I still got that in there. Now the next one is to brush your teeth. So that's cepillarse. So let's use that in a sentence. Ella se cepilla los dientes cada mañana y noche. So she brushes her teeth or brushes herself, the teeth, each morning and night. That's literally what that one says. And then finally we have like to get dressed. So that's vestirse with a stem changer. That's what that's going on there. So it goes, nos vestimos en un traje de baño para la playa. So nos vestimos is we dress ourselves in a bathing suit for the beach. So in Spanish, these verbs kind of have a suffix. Now I have suffix in quotation marks, kind of like the air quotes there. It's not really a suffix, but for the purpose of these verbs, we're going to kind of treat it like a suffix. And the suffix is the se, the se. So like bañarse, to bathe oneself, vestirse, to dress oneself, and we also have another one here, despertarse, which also has a stem changer. So e to ie, like to wake or to wake up oneself. So what happens is, let's go ahead and review with our subject pronouns. You guys remember how we would do verb charts. So let's fill in these with the yo. So the next one would be tú, and then usted, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, and then we'll have the plurals over here of ustedes, ellos, and ellas. All right. So then now that we have these subject pronouns in place, now we're going to come into the other thing right here. We're going to call these reflexive pronouns. This is really important. So we have a subject pronoun is yo, but the reflexive pronoun is me. So, and this me is coming directly off of this suffix se. So because of the yo, we have the se. When we conjugate it, it gets chopped off the back end and moved to the front, and we change it to me. So yo, me. Okay? So tú, te, it's coming right here from the se. We rip it off the back and we put it up here in the front. So tú, te. And then for usted, él, ella, you guys are going to love this. It's the same. It's only one. And it's se. So it doesn't even change. So we just take it off, put it in the front. When we conjugate it, when we don't conjugate it, I'll show you what to do in a minute. So se, and then for nosotros, nos, and that's exactly why we can't abbreviate nosotros because of that. So the se changes to nos. Then we have vosotros, where the se changes to os. And again, you guys are going to love this, but it can be a little confusing. So it's going to be se. The exact same as usted, él, ella, no change. So what we do to clarify that is oftentimes we'll just use the subject pronoun, ustedes, subject pronoun, ellos, the subject pronoun, ellas, or these subject pronouns with it, just to make sure that it's clear as to which one we're talking about. Now that we have our subject pronoun and our reflexive pronouns in, that just leaves us with bañar, because we took off the se, and that's now been converted, and now we'll have just to conjugate bañar. So it goes like this: baño, bañas, baña, bañamos, bañáis, and bañan. So it changes out. Yo me baño, tú te bañas, usted se baña, él se baña, ella se baña, nosotros nos bañamos, vosotros os bañáis, ustedes se bañan, ellos se bañan, ellas se bañan. Now these pronouns right here, the subject pronouns, you don't have to always write them. It is optional. I recommend you do it just so that you keep it clear in your head at the very least, okay? Here, let's do another one. So here we have lavarse. So if you guys remember, we have the subject pronoun yo. Now we need to go here and take se, changes to me, and that leaves us with the rest. Lavar changes to lavo. So that's how we get yo me lavo. Tú is the subject pronoun, and we have the next pronoun is called a reflexive pronoun. It's te. So that's where the se now goes to the front, and that just leaves us with lavar. We conjugate that, changes to lavas. So we're still conjugating to this for that ending. So the next one, usted, él, ella, we have se, not going to change. We're just going to rip it off and put it over here. So usted se lava, él se lava, ella se lava. And lavar means to wash. So he washes himself, you wash yourself, and then she washes herself. But the herself is kind of right in here in this se. That's what that means. Now we got nosotros. So the next one we put in here is nos. Now what we have left is lavar, and we have lavamos. The next one, vosotros, os laváis. Then we have ellos, or I'm sorry, ustedes, ellos, ellas. And then we just have the same pronoun from over here, comes over here. Se lavan. All right. So let's do one with a stem changer just for fun. Actually, it's not just for fun. You guys are going to have to do these too. So here we have vestirse. Now this is the se that's going to be changing for the pronoun, subject pronouns. This E, it's yellow because this E is going to change to an I when we conjugate it in the these forms throughout the boot. So 1, 2, first, second, third person, and third person. We're not going to do it for first, second, plural. Okay, so yo, again, it's me, visto. So we have the AR drops, replace it with the O. The E changes to an I. So we got two things happening at once. Vestirse, so we got tú, te, vistes. Usted, él, ella, se, viste. Nosotros, nosotros nos vestimos. Vosotros, os vestís. And then we have vestirse. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, se visten. So that's that boot that you guys might have heard about. So it follows that pattern there. We don't conjugate, or we don't do the stem change right here in the first person plural, and we don't do it in the second person plural. So here we go. When a verb or a reflexive verb is not conjugated and left in the infinitive, we leave the reflexive pronoun on the end. So kind of turns into this. So poner te, poner, and then it just changed the se to te. Despertar me. So it's unconjugated. All we're doing is changing the ending. And then afeitarnos, that means like to shave ourselves. So with this R right here, this R right here, this R right here, we're leaving it. That means like to put yourself. to wake myself to shave ourselves. So, like, let's take an example with bañarme, bañarte, bañarse, bañarnos, bañaros, and bañarse. So the question is, when do you use that infinitive? That's what's going to trip you guys up on this. You use it after the words de. So when we have antes de and después de, and this means before and after. So whenever we're talking about before I go to school, then you're going to say, I think I shave. Let's say you're going to use that. Before I go to school, I shave. Well, in Spanish, you're going to say, before I go to school, to shave myself. After I go to school, to wash myself, hands. Okay. Another one is para. So after para, you are going to use the infinitive form. So whenever we have gusta, so whether it's me gusta, le gusta, les gusta, nos gusta, anytime we got gusta, we're going to use an infinitive because technically this is kind of part of the next one where it's after a conjugated verb. Gusta is actually a conjugated verb. So quiero, like if you want to say I want to take a bath or I want to bathe myself, quiero bañarme. Okay? Oh yeah, right here. And then after tener plus que, so tengo que bañarme. That's another one. After ir plus a, you're going to use the infinitive like this. Voy a bañarme. So if you didn't write any of those down, you might want to back up this video and go write those so here, I'll even go back for you. So right here, when to use that infinitive form. You guys want to write down that day, para, after this gusta or gustan, after conjugated verb, after tener plus que, and after ir plus a. All right, so next thing you guys are going to do is you're going to practice. So I'll have something here for you. I'll tell you what to do.